What is going on, everybody? We are live for the Cleveland Guardians versus the Kansas City Royals again, and the Guardians look to take another win as they won the series opener 7-4 on Thursday, and the Royals look to go out and attempt to win their first game of the season. So, yeah. The pitching matchups today will be Gavin Williams for the Cleveland Guardians, and Seth Lugo for the Kansas City Royals, who was a Cy Young finalist last year. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but maybe the Royals are due for a win, maybe the Guardians. I don't know, but the Guardians, they'll be hoping to keep their winning ways. So, yeah. Hopefully some people pop in here real soon. If you guys are not, please hit the subscribe button. If you're new, turn on the noti bell. So, yeah. Notifications must be taking a minute to get out there, but yeah. Either way, we are ready for game time in about 3 minutes. Guess everyone's busy today. I don't know.
They are actually pretty aggressive.
I'll be right back.
Boosters are like really aggressive. Yeah.
Wow. I'm not sure what's going on. Where is everybody today? Hopefully, it's a busy day. I don't know. I don't know. Let me check my YouTube. No, that's not the issue. I don't think so. Well, anyway, Gavin Williams on the mound for the Cleveland Guardians. It will be Stephen Kwan in left field, Jose Ramirez at third base, Kyle Manzardo with DH, Carlos Santana at first, Nolan Jones in right, Wayne Thomas in center, Bo Naylor at catcher, Daniel Schneemann at second, and Brian Rocchio at shortstop. So, once people decide to come to the stream, it'll be cool. But hope I streamed them. Yeah. I don't know. Not sure what's going on today. But, yeah. Hilarious stuff going on right now. Do appreciate the 3 likes we got before the stream, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. We're about to kick off with first pitch. Jonathan India in left, Kyle Isbell in center, MJ Melendez in right for the Royals. Michael Garcia at third, Bobby Witt Jr. at short, Michael Massey at second, Kevin Biggio at first, and catching is Salvador Perez. And I'm assuming DHing is Vinny Pasquantino. So, yeah. Wow, this is pretty sad. What's going on, Cron? Appreciate you joining the stream. Finally, somebody. I'm not sure what's going on today, but Yankees did roll today. Yeah, the Brewers, not good. Nestor Cortez, man. All right, first pitch. Here's the pitch to Stephen Kwan. Swing in a fly ball in the center field. It's a tough play, but Bobby Witt Jr. is able to make it as he makes the first out of the inning on one pitch. That's what Seth Lugo did last year. He got a lot of quick outs last year, soft contact, and there's an example right there. But yeah, Nestor Cortez and jambles from what I'm hearing. So coming up to the plate for the Cleveland Guardians will be Jose Ramirez. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. That's on the corner. That's what he did last year. Maybe Seth Lugo is going to do the same thing as he did last year. Good start. So it'll be an 0-1 to Ramirez. Here's the pitch. Same pitch, but he called it a ball this time. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Ramirez. Swing in a foul ball, and he lost the bat in the process. It ended up in the Kansas City dugout, and the count will be 1-2. Oh, no, he swung on a miss. He didn't even hit the ball. So it'll be a 1-2 to Ramirez. What's going on, Jacob? Appreciate you joining. If anyone has not, please hit the like button. Would appreciate it. Helps our stream with the algorithm.
Just kick up from the house.
Yeah, Judge is crazy, man. Him and Ohtani is some insane duo that the MLB has going on right now. Here's the 1-2 to Ramirez. Swing and a foul off. Count stays 1-2.
Just kick them out of the house. Keep them.
So it'll be a 1-2 to Ramirez.
You can get more chunks.
Here's the 1-2.
But
outside, ball 2. 2-2.
just wait. Who has someone?
Here's the 2-2 offering to Ramirez. And he hits it, line drive, caught by Witt. So Witt's made 2 plays now, and Jose Ramirez still has yet to have his first hit of the season. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Coming up to the plate for the Guardians will be Kyle Manzardo, who had a big game the other. Here's the pitch from Lugo to Manzardo. Curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. It'll be an 0-1 to Manzardo. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-1 on a changeup. Here's the 1-1 offering to Kyle Manzardo. Outside again, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and fouled back on a curve, 2-2. It'll be a 2-2 offering to Manzardo from Lugo. Here's the pitch. Outside, 3-2 on a curveball. Count is now full. Here's the payoff pitch from Lugo to Manzardo. Lugo has a quick wind. Outside, ball 4. Manzardo keeps it going as he walks. Good eye on a pitch just a bit outside. And the Guardians will have a runner on first with 2 down. Coming up to the plate will be the first baseman, Carlos Santana. A Slamtani bomb could be big here. Here's the pitch to Santana. Outside, ball 1. Losing a bit of command here. It'll be a 1-0 to Santana. Here's the pitch. Fouled back 1-1. A bit of more slow set from Lugo because he has been struggling with command. Here's the 1-1. What's going on, Asia? Appreciate you joining. That pitch is in there for a strike, just caught the inside corner. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Just a bit outside, 2-2. Pitch counts now up to 17 for Lugo. Yeah, the Yankees did win big. Yeah. Here's the 2-2 offering to Santana. Swung on a miss, out of changeup. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. What's going on, Harry? How's it going? We'll head to the bottom of the 1st. Got 5 people joining out. We're starting to get a bit of a crowd in here. That's good to see. As we establish this live stream of the Cleveland Guardians and the Kansas City Royals. Going good. Just got off work. That's good to hear. But coming up for the Kansas City Royals will be Jonathan India, Bobby Witt Jr., and Vinny Pasquantino. So, Guardians, sir. The Cleveland Guardians. All right, we are back from commercial break. The Kansas City Royals. Gavin Williams stepping on the mound. Going to be a big season for Gavin Williams. If he sucks, I'm going to be not upset at him, but I'm going to be upset at everyone trying to hype him up. Like, here's the pitch. In there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. So it'll be an 0-1 to Jonathan India. Here's the pitch. Gavin's done pretty well against the Royals in his career, though. Swing and a fly ball. It's going to get down for a base hit as Quan is not able to get it. So runner on first, nobody out. See? Look what the media has done. They've put a lot of pressure on this kid, and now you see. Like, can we quit it for once, maybe? Media is a joke. Sky is blue. All right, coming up to the plate will be Bobby Witt Jr. Yeah, the Cavs lost yesterday. I didn't even watch the game. I don't even care. They suck. I'll be watching when the playoffs start. What's going on, Daniel Barry? Bobby Witt Jr. takes a strike and the count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Bobby Witt Jr. Swing and a foul back 0-2. 20-9. Dang. They scored 9 runs and they're still down double digits. That's crazy. Here's the 0-2 offering to Witt. Down low. And the count is 1-2. Go Yankees. Yuck. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Daniel. Max the GOAT. Josh Heiser. Dang. He was hurt last year, too. Josh Young. Here's the pitch. And a pickoff attempt. India slides in safely at first. Screw me. Wow. Here's the 1-2 to Witt. Up high, 2-2. It'll be a 2-2 to Witt. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Yes. Count stays 2-2. Boo, Yankees, boo. Harry says. It'll be a 2-2 offering once again to Bobby Witt Jr. from Gavin Williams. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Yes. Okay, so what happened? So Bobby Witt Jr. struck out, but Jonathan India tried stealing. Is that a double play or is that because the ball went in the dirt? Let me try to find out. Because I know there's an out. But Bobby Witt Jr. strikes out. Jonathan India caught stealing at second. That should be 2 outs, I believe. It's only 1 out because it was a wild pitch. Yeah. So runner on first, 1 down. Here's the pitch to Pasquantino. And now Bobby Witt Jr. is going to try to steal, and he's out. And that'll be the second out of the inning. That's a close one, but they call him out. We'll see if they challenge. No, it's Saturday. No class. Hope the guy judge isn't hitting. I hope not. Probably will. He owns us, though. I mean, the whole Yankees team owns us. Let's be real, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. Rocchio kind of blocked him in. I wonder if they'll call that. No, he's out. They're not challenging. So 2 down. How about Bo Naylor? Defensively. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul. 1-1. So it'll be a 1-1 offering to Pasquantino. Here's the pitch. Foul back again, 1-2. Yeah, he does. Yeah. He should be still with the Cleveland Guardians, but you know. Here's the 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. There's 2 strikeouts in the inning for Gavin Williams, and he gets out of it clean. And we'll head to the top of the second. It seems I'm going to the Cavs game. Who do they play on Wednesday? I haven't even looked at the schedule because, you know.
That's not going to advance way too early. They only help best tickets. It's 100K or more.
The Knicks. Okay. Yeah, he pitched really good in spring, Jacob. So I'm expecting him to have a solid season. Jacob, please beat the Knicks. Hope we beat the Knicks. We stink right now, so I wouldn't guarantee anything. Just seems like we've lost focus. So. Not his ass last year. Yeah, he had an elbow injury last year, though, so hopefully he's worked through it now. We will head to the top of the second. Yes, Asia. It'll be Nolan Jones hitting, the new, not so new Cleveland Guardian, if you know what I mean. So this will be fun. Just reacquired him. So, yeah. Yeah, he has been out. Here's the pitch to Jones. He squares a bunt foul. That's an interesting approach.
Nolan Jones, and I was telling you that Cleveland just acquired him from Colorado. He came from the Guardians organization.
So it'll be an 0-1 to Jones. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-1. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 2-1. Sports fans in school. Yeah, there's all kinds over here of sports fans. Cleveland Browns, Cleveland Indians, Squealers. Here's the 2-1 to Jones. Swing and a miss on a good fastball that just caught the outside corner, 2-2. So, wrench put me. I usually give wrenches to people who've been here for a while. I haven't really given out that many recently, though. Or even when I say recently, like the last 3 years. Because I haven't been live a ton, to be honest. 2-2 is swung on, hit in the air. It's going to be a tough play. It's going to get down. India is not able to get it. Here's Jones. Is Jones going for 3? No, it's going to be a leadoff double for Nolan Jones. There we go. And that's why the Guardians reacquired him, because he had a heck of a 2023 season in Colorado. But then he struggled last year due to injury, and now he's fully healthy. The Guardians are hoping he can regain some of that momentum. Yes, Kent State has a lot of sports teams. They have football. They didn't win a game last year, but still have it. They have basketball. They're Division I. So, yeah. Coming up to the plate will be Lane Thomas. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Manzardo, Jones, Naylor. You might be right, Harry. I think you are right. You could argue just Manzardo over Naylor. Here's the pitch. Down low, 1-1. The Cardinals are up 4-1, I see. Let's go. Minnesota Twins in shambles. Are they in March? They are not in March Madness. They were 2 years ago, though. Almost last year, too, but lost in the final. It'll be a 1-1 to Thomas. Inside, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to Thomas. And Lugo takes a look at second base. So we'll have a moment. Here's the pitch. Well outside, and the count is now 3-1. I can't believe people are still mocking Sanders to the Browns. What are we doing? The baseball team there, it's okay. It's kind of disappointed. It was supposed to be pretty good, but their baseball team is kind of disappointed so far. I think they're under 500. Here's the 3-1 to Thomas. Upstairs, and they call it a strike. That is terrible. That is well high. Is he allowed to challenge that or no? I don't know if he can do that. Maybe it's just spring. I think it was just spring. Here's the pitch. Swing and a base hit for Lane Thomas. Nolan Jones will go to third, and we'll have runners on the corners with nobody out. Let's see, Kent State baseball. Yeah, they're 12. Oh, they're 12-11. They've actually won 4 in a row. I haven't been paying attention, so they won 2 against Bowling Green. They won 1 against Case Western Reserve. Don't know them, and they beat Toledo. So coming up to the plate will be Bo Naylor with runners on the corners. He had that big inning defensively. Let's see what he can do offensively. Here's the pitch from Lugo to Naylor. In there for a strike, caught the outside corner, and it's 0-1. It'll be an 0-1 to Bo Naylor. Case Western is okay. I wasn't sure. And it's going to be Nolan Jones just slides in safely at third. Oh, man. Is he okay? He might be hurt. Oh, gosh. That would be terrible. Okay, I think he's all right. They tried picking him off at third. Salvi does not mess around. I think we know that by now. I mean, he's been around for only like 15 years. I don't know. Well, it's been a while. All right, so it'll be a 1-1 to Bo Naylor. Here's the pitch. Down low, 2-1. It'll be a 2-1 to Naylor. Here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive base hit. That's going to score a run. Lane Thomas will get to second base, and there will be runners on first and second with nobody out as the Guardians are starting to tee off on Seth Lugo in the second inning. There we go. Good piece of hitting there by Bo. Pitcher is working. Hopefully we chase it. Yeah. Lugo had a bit of a fluke year last year. Like he had a really good year, but like his stuff really isn't that great. So he kind of had like a year where he just had a lot of, soft contact. Like a lot of pitchers don't last the year with that, but he kind of did just out of nowhere. And I think he'll regress a bit this year, but he's still a decent pitcher. And that pitch is outside to Daniel Schneemann. It'll be a 1-0 to Schneemann. He had a solid spring, so let's see what he can do here. Here's the pitch. That pitch is fouled, and it's 1-1.
The really small.
It'll be a 1-1 to Schneemann.
He was talking to a guy that had a really bad stutter, and he was like,
Here's the 1-1 to Daniel Schneemann. Here's the pitch. Down low, 2-1. Good eye for the Guardians so far. Lugo's on to pitch 36 now with nobody out in the inning. Could be big. Like the big rig, Gavin Williams.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-1 offering to Daniel Schneemann. Swing and a foul again, 2-2. No, Asia, no. Not at all. It'll be a 2-2 to Daniel Schneemann. Here's the pitch. He calls that a strike. That is way outside. That's terrible, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Yeah, Asia. That pitch was blatantly outside. Called a strike. I mean, that come on. We got to be better there. Come on. All right, well, one down on a phantom strike, and Brian Rocchio will come up to the plate. Potential breakout candidate. Here's the pitch to Rocchio. Swing and a miss at a good curve, 0-1. Rocchio tried to hit that ball to Euclid, and he just whiffed. It'll be an 0-1 to Rocchio. Here's the pitch. In their first strike, good changeup. He mixes it up a bit, 0-2. It'll be an 0-2. Swing and a tapper. Lugo throws it to second, and Rocchio gets to first safely. So they get the force at second, but runners on the corners with 2 down. Stephen Kwan will come up to the plate. Yes, he is the younger brother of Josh Naylor. Here's Stephen Kwan. Stephen GX Kwan. Here's the pitch to Kwan. In their first strike. 0-1. I have no idea. I mean, I'm a little surprised that he came out of retirement, or I don't even think it was a retirement. I think the Guardians just kind of let him go. It was more of a mutual parting ways, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how Tito's going to work in the big 2025. He already blew a game the other day. I don't know if they won or lost, but here's the 0-1 offering to Kwan, fouled off 0-2. But it's interesting. I think it's very interesting to say the least. Oops. Where did the stream here go?
Dragon Ball is 100% anime. They're all
What the hell? I just exited out.
they're not.
Okay, never mind. We're good. But yeah, it'll be an 0-2 offering to Kwan.
What can I thought Andre put this in there because of the card?
Here's the pitch. Oh, a pickoff attempt as Rocchio gets to first safely. It'll be an 0-2 to Kwan. Here's the pitch. Outside, it's going to be a stolen base attempt, and Rocchio is way out. And that'll be a third out of the inning. I understand a base hit would get 2 runs in, but I'm just not a big fan of stealing there. Gotta be better there. Base running wasn't great last year, and but we'll head to the bottom of the second. Guardians get a 1-0 lead as Nolan Jones. It's a double and a run, but yeah. In Cincinnati, I've not been to Cincinnati, no. I've been to pretty much everywhere in Cleveland but Cincinnati. I mean, in Ohio but Cincinnati. Crazy to say. Yep, Rob, what's going on? Appreciate you joining. I mean, and Rocchio's not even a base stealer either. He struggled last year with base stealing. I mean, he was out by a mile. I mean, that wasn't even a debate. So we'll head to the bottom of the second. As for the Royals, it'll be Salvador Perez, Michael Massey, and MJ Melendez.
How many?
Not too much to deal with Salvador. Yeah, he can be annoying, but he's aging. Maybe he'll regress a bit. We'll see. Michael Massey and MJ Melendez were Kauffman Stadium merchants last year, and they can't be that good this year at Kauffman. So, I mean, that bottom 5 of the order is hideous. I mean, Massey, Melendez, Garcia, Biggio, Isbell, if you take out their fluke year last year, I mean, it's bad. So, and people are going to be saying, why don't the Royals get accused of cheating? Nobody cares about the Royals enough to accuse them of cheating because they're not winning anything. So, At least we got Quan leading off next. By the way, DirecTV has the Guardians channel. Yeah, that's good. I'm watching on the TV app, so I have to watch the Royals broadcast. I'm not paying $100, and I don't have cable. Who's this? Your manager this year? It's still Stephen Vogt. His team with some breaks. Hold up. Yeah, Dodgers are tough. I wouldn't be worried about losing to them. They're going to win 115, 120 games this year. They're that good. Here's the first pitch from Gavin Williams to Salvador Perez. That pitch is popped in the air. Shallow right field. Jones under it, makes the play for the first out of the inning. And he dropped it, but I think that was at the transfer. At least I would hope so. Yeah, that was well after the transfer. That'll be the first out of the inning. Because he dropped the ball, but like it was way after the transfer. I think. Crap. He better not. That was close. But 1 out. We look good in losing and push them hard. Yeah, the Tigers will be an issue. I mean, a lot of people aren't high on the Tigers, but I think they'll be a pretty good team this year. The thing about the Tigers, they're gritty. Here's the pitch to Massey, and grit's big in baseball. Way outside, and the count is 1-0. For your local teams, it should be free. Exactly, Asia. Who scored for us? Nolan Jones did. He had a double, and then he scored. It was an RBI single for Bo Naylor. Here's the pitch. Nice breaking ball in there for a strike. And the count is 1-1. Thought you were doing screwful, not allowed any sports. I mean, fair, but I mean, the Guardians are only spending like 30% of their revenue on the team this year, so that's pretty bleak. And that pitch is hit in the air, right field, Jones under it. He'll make the play for the second out of the inning as Massey is retired. That's the Michael Massey we all know and love. Can't cheat this year, buddy. I'm just kidding. MJ Melendez coming up to the plate. You're spending money. Anyone else? Yep. I mean, I understand the frustrations, but I mean, it's like the Pirates and teams like the Pirates are spending like 15, 20% of their revenue on the team. Like, what are we doing here? So, nope. The Blue Jays could have offered him way more than that, and I understand why he took LA over Toronto, but still. That pitch is low, ball 1-1. Even the Cubs had a ton of payroll space. They could have offered him $1 billion if they wanted to. They didn't. So, he ended up on the Dodgers. So, it'll be a 1-0 to Melendez. Here's the pitch. Yes, I did, Asia. And that pitch is swung on a miss at a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-1. I'll get a joke. If they don't win the series again, they should be. I actually have the Phillies winning the World Series this year. Troy Jane do these 2 games, even though the fans feel more confident. Yeah. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, and the count is 1-1. And when you still Richardson can do 15-year deals, they sure can. I don't know. Like Bob Nutting, there's pressure on right now. There's literally pressure on the Rays, Oakland, and Pittsburgh guys to possibly sell if they don't get it up. And MJ Melendez skies it to right center field. Thomas under it. He'll make the play for the third out of the inning. And Gavin Williams with another really clean inning. We'll head to the top of the third.
Yeah.
But yeah. Someone in the AL, I just have no idea.
That's why.
So, and the Guardians will play in the show. That's cool. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I mean, the A's. They had to sign multiple pitchers this year. They signed Luis Severino. They signed Jeffrey Springs. They signed Lou Trevino because they pretty much had to. Yeah. Because they were going to be the MLB was going to file a grievance against that ball club if they weren't to spend. And even a team like the Marlins, they have no money on the books either. They're another team that's been rumored too. Like there's more pressure on these owners to spend more than ever. Keep them in your prayers. That's going to be a tough matchup for Reese Olson. I'm just going to keep it straight. But yeah, baseball team, we have such a. Oh yeah, they'll never lose the baseball team. I mean, people were talking about like 5 years ago. We're going to go to Nashville. What are you talking about? If anything, the Chicago White Sox will be going to Nashville in like 10 years. So, shake up. Yeah. I mean, the Pirates, they have Paul Skeens. They have Mitch Keller, Jerry Jones. They got guys. They got O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds. They have some guys to build around. You know what they did this offseason? They signed Tommy Pham, like, and Andrew Heaney. Like, bro, what? Come on. I don't know. Just doesn't make sense. And they did that Brian De La Cruz trade last year. They gave up some prospects, not a lot, but they cut him loose already. It's just, I don't know what's going on there. The lineup is either Olson gets killed or we see a no-hitter. Yep. Olson was a pretty good strikeout pitcher in the minors, but obviously the major leagues is a different breed. Have everything but baseball in that state. Yeah. Their college baseball is really good, though. Tennessee Volunteers, they won it all last year. And that pitch is in there for a strike to Kwan, 0-1. It'll be an 0-1 to Stephen Kwan from Seth Lugo. Here's the pitch. Down low, and the count is 1-1. The A's should go to Nashville. Nobody cares about baseball in Las Vegas. Yeah. It'll be a 1-1 to Kwan. Outside 2-1. Yeah, he likes the Tigers. He also has a bit of a soft spot for the Padres, too. Also, here's the pitch. Outside 3-1. I also can get with the Padres, too. Big Fernando Tatis Jr. fan. White Sox will be in Nashville by the end of the 2020s. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. That catches the outside corner in there for a strike, and the count is now full, 3-2.
Oh, so it's not in. So it's like yeah, so it's not in. Is it made by a Japanese?
Here's the payoff to Kwan. It's a good eye. Ball 4. That's the same pitch that Daniel Schneemann struck out looking on, but he calls it a ball this time. And Kwan gets lucky. Runner on first, nobody out. It should just be the Cubs in Chicago. Yep. The Cubs have a much more wider, brand in that area. Nobody cares about the White Sox. Let's be real. The only people that care about the White Sox are the people trying to get in the baseball and trying to, I don't know. It's just kind of, a lot of White Sox fans I know are just kind of like, they're not huge baseball people, but they kind of just, I don't know. And that pitch is outside to Ramirez. It'll be a 1-0 to Ramirez. Here's the pitch. Down low, but called a strike, 1-1. They had Jake Peavy, Trevor Hoffman, and Greg Maddux when I started watching. Oh, yeah. Lethal. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside, 2-1. I have my Fernando Tatis Jr. City Connect jersey in my closet back there. So I have more Padres jerseys than I do Guardians jerseys. Crazy to say. Here's the pitch. Outside, and the count is now 3-1. Most of the Guardians gear I get are like I usually get the jersey shirts instead because the jerseys are so expensive. Want to be a closer? Yeah. Maybe I want to be a closer because of the Detroit Tigers' arch nemesis, Cade Smith. Here's the 3-1 offering to Ramirez, and he takes it ball 4. Lugo has not had his command today, and that's runners on first and second, nobody out. Second favorite team missed the punt. Yep. White Sox have a good fan base, but they don't anymore. When they made that World Series run, that place was rocking. Oh, yeah. 100% typical gamer. Oh. Coming up to the plate for the Guardians will be Kyle Manzardo. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Pats, Pistons, LeBron James. It's like, I also like the lines a little bit. Yes. Here's the 0-1 to Manzardo. Swing and a fly ball. Deep right center field. Just got under it a bit. And Kwan's going to tag up the third as it's caught by the right fielder, Melendez. He hit that well, too, but just got a bit under it. It'll advance the runner. Carlos Santana will come up with runners on first and third. 1 down. Paul Konerko, years was by far the worst years in White Sox history. So coming up to the plate will be Carlos Santana. Yep. Yeah, the White Sox, it's just a mess. Good. Yeah, he hit it well. It looked like the pitch he hit the other day. I don't know. He just got a bit under it, I guess. I'm still trying to get used to, watching baseball again, so it's kind of difficult for me, whether to know that the ball is either gone or not. So got me excited for a second. Yeah, I thought too, but I don't know. It'll be a 1-0 to Santana. Here's the pitch. Here's the 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That pitch is down low, and the count is 2-0. Torkelson may be the best hitter, not named Aaron Judge. He might be. Spencer Torkelson, generational talent. Here's the 2-0 to Santana. Yeah, Pistons are playing really good. That ball swung on and grounded foul. 2-1.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-1 offering. Santana hits it in the air, center field. That's going to be shallow. Kwan, will he tag up? He will. Kwan, safe. And that'll be the second run of the game as Carlos Santana hits a sacrifice fly to center field. And that'll be the second out of the inning, but it'll also be the second run of the game for the Cleveland Guardians as they lead 2-0. Oh, yeah, Kate Cunningham is a star. He's like a superstar now. He should be all NBA first team. About how the Cavs beat us. Yeah, I saw that. Like, bro, the Cavs did not win. I didn't even watch the game. I was watching baseball and March Madness at the same time. I'll be honest, I don't even care about the Cavs until the playoff starts. I mean, they've already clinched pretty much everything they needed to in the Eastern Conference. Beat the Royals, yes, sir. Coming up to the plate will be Nolan Jones again. He's 1-for-1 with a double. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back. It's 0-1. Yeah, typical gamer. I think they're not playing great, but I think it's also kind of them just. I also don't think they're giving it their all. Like the problem. I think the problem right now is they think they've done everything they needed to in the regular season. The 1-seed battle technically isn't over yet, so you kind of want to just lock that up. But I feel like the Cavs kind of are just looking ahead at this point. So I am Asia, yes. Did not have a good trade deadline whatsoever. And a pickoff attempt as Ramirez slides and safely. Turn it on in the playoffs. Yeah, and they've lost like 8 straight games. Boston, they suck. They get their mojo back. They sure do. Those be they resting for it. Yeah. Here's the pitch. And Jose Ramirez is caught stealing by a mile. Oh my gosh. Salvi and Bo are both 2 for 2 in catching runners stealing so far today. It's been a show of defensive prowess at the catcher position. And we'll head to the bottom of the third. I mean, Jose Ramirez never is tagged out that quick. That just shows you how amazing Salvi is. Your hometown team. Well, technically, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't ever like a diehard hockey fan, so I didn't really. I don't know. They were just one of the first teams I watched, like back in 3rd grade. Because I was never like a diehard hockey fan or anything like that, so I just kind of picked them. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. The other NHL pro teams are bad. Yeah. Or elsewhere. So, not much in the hockey. Stars are good, but I can't. Yeah, I don't blame you, Karam. I used to be much more into hockey than I am now. I'll watch the playoffs, but I don't really watch too much regular season. Arkansas State hired Ryan Pannone. That's a good hire. think Cade wins most improved player despite being a number one pick. I don't know if he'll win it. I mean, I don't know what the odds are. And that pitch is in there for a strike to Michael Garcia, and the count is 0-1. Here's the pitch in there for a strike 0-2. Yeah, he's a minus 230 favorite. He'll win it. I'm going to be honest. I like Cade Cunningham, but I don't think he should win most improved player. I think it should be for a player that really wasn't considered highly touted or anything like that, but just had a really solid season. Maybe not necessarily a breakout season, but went from a player just not really thought of much of, but had like a really, really good year. But the thing is, I knew Cade Cunningham was good. And Jose Ramirez will throw out Michael Garcia at first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Like, that's just how I see it. Like, we knew Cade Cunningham was good. It's just, he was on a crap team. He didn't have good coaching, and now, it's all showing. Is there not a comeback from injury award? I don't know if they have that in the NBA. Here's the pitch to Biggio. Oh, that's a nice pitch. And he calls it a ball. Are you kidding me? Oh, my. That was 98 paint, and he called it a ball. That's terrible. It'll be a 1-0 to Biggio. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. Or is it fair? Nope, it's foul. Man, Royals paid the umps.
Wait, let me see.
They sure did. Doesn't surprise me though. I mean, they've already cheated. So not as bad as playing the Dodgers. Get everything away. It'll be a 1-1 to Biggio. Here's the pitch. That is crushed. But it's right into the mitt of Nolan Jones. That'll be the second out of the inning.
This is your
And bet yep, exactly.
what's up with this?
Here's the pitch to Isbel, and he pops it. Foul. It'll be an 0-1. No, soul crushing. They are inevitable. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate, but it's just the hard truth. But yeah, it'll be an 0-1 to Isbel.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was well outside. Called it a strike though, so we do get a bit of a break there. 0-2.
It's a very difficult way to
The past one guy in the on. Yep, exactly.
This is like the tiniest one.
Here's the 0-2 to Isbel. Just a bit outside, 1-2. Yeah, I know.
I mean, are you guys set on?
I don't understand it either. Here's the pitch. Did he go? He did not. It's 2-2. No. The stream in general, Asia.
We should do dark stand.
So it'll be a 2-2 to Kyle Isbel.
No, because like
Here's the pitch.
dark fans.
Swinging a pop-up in the infield. Under it is Santana that's going to stay in foul ground, and he's going to make the play for the third out of the inning. So Gavin Williams with another cruises once again. We'll head to the top of the fourth. So, yeah. Coming up for the Guardians will be Nolan Jones, Lane Thomas, and Bo Naylor.
actually, it would be well, besides the giant fucking can sticking out. Well,
So, if you guys have not, please hit the subscribe button to the channel, turn on the post notification bell, like the video, comment what you think. So, yeah. Like, not what you think, but like, you know, just
here,
comment. I'm so used to saying that in my videos. So,
here, I'll post it and I'll post like a
exactly, John.
play.
Go Guards, right, Max? Yes, sir. Go Guards. We're looking good so far. The Cleveland Indians, Cleveland Guardians, whatever you want to call them.
I don't think anyone has actually. I don't think anyone has actually like pulled it off. I think people have incorporated some parts of it, but like I've never seen nation entire city based on.
Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, and the count is 0-1 to Nolan Jones. Yeah, I would love a home run. His first major league home run was in Kauffman Stadium, Nolan Jones. So maybe he can do some damage here.
Why do you want to go?
It'll be an 0-1 to Jones. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 1-1.
Wait, let me see.
Here's the 1-1 to Jones. Appreciate 8 people tuning in now. We got a bit of a decent crowd so far. Here's the pitch. Outside, called a strike, 1-2. He's been calling that today, so be prepared. Here's the 1-2. So, yeah, not surprising. I did have him making the playoffs in my predictions, though, actually, and I just fouled off by Jones. Count stays 1-2. Seth Lugo's pitching. So. He's at 67 pitches already. It'll be another 1-2 offering to Nolan Jones. And he swings and misses at a cutter outside. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Good pitch by Lugo. White Sox winning the division. I think John Yes likes the White Sox more than his actual team, the Twins, because he talks about them nonstop. Last year he did, and this year he's doing the same. Lane Thomas coming up to the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Is it going to get down? Nope. Jonathan India's there. Slides for the grab, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So coming up to the plate with 2 down, nobody on, will be Bo Naylor, the catcher.
I don't think we have the best builders. I mean, considering, like, you know who Undying is?
Here's the pitch to Bo. Outside in the count is 1-0.
He is like insane. Like his builds are
Yeah, they got India and KC.
and like so like the statue.
They traded Brady Singer for him. I don't know if you remember that. Here's the pitch. Upstairs 2-0.
You said, yeah, that's perfect.
So it'll be a 2-0 from Lugo to Naylor. Here's the pitch.
So that's just like the
In there for a strike, 2-1.
Oh, yeah. 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 But you're right. I am.
Here's the 2-1. Swung on and fouled off 2-2.
No, but it was base. Kind of.
So it'll be a 2-2
I didn't
to Bo.
did the same kind of play off. Yeah, I think so. Which honestly, if I would have run off with their throw, it would have covered. But I don't like.
Here's the pitch. Down low, and the count is now 3-2. Pitches in the dirt. So it'll be a payoff to Bo Naylor.
I mean, I'm definitely going to have to copy that house that we built on like the first video of this because that's insane.
Here's the payoff pitch. And he hits it in the air to right, a liner caught by Melendez, and that'll be the third out of the inning as the Royals will come up to bat once again. As it'll be. Oops. For Witt. India, Witt, and Pasquantino. Picking up pace. It sure is. Shambles after the Falls beat down on Kentucky last night. I don't think so. Houston will take care of bidness anyway. So, I mean, yeah. So I'm not too concerned. I will be right back. It's nice that I can watch the Guardians on TV. Yeah. So it'll be an 0-2 to India. Did he go? They said he didn't, and the count is now 1-2. Yeah, Yankees did go crazy. I hope that's not the storyline of the season for them. Because if so, yikes. Here's the 1-2. Down low, 2-2. It'll be a 2-2 to Jonathan India. His money. Yeah, he does. Swing and a foul. 2-2. Can't say I'm surprised, though. Typical gamer. Here's the pitch. Foul off. Stays 2-2. Modify the rats to be thicker in parts 9. That's ridiculous. That's cheat. Is that not cheating? Or am I if that's not cheating, then watch the MLB start doing that again. Like teams all around the MLB. Their bats. We'll see. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and popped foul. Count once again, stays 2-2. Here's the 2-2 to India once again. Inside 3-2. Really good at bat for Jonathan India here. Here's the 3-2. And he fouls it off again. Good Lord. Got a long at bat. Is minor league park anyway. Yeah. It's legal soon. We will see. Yeah. Breaking news. Yankees forfeit game and all their homers because of illegal bats. Here's the payoff once again to Jonathan India. Swing and a foul again. He is working Gavin Williams here. So I think he needed to get a new bat or something. India, I don't know. But he's back, and we'll have another payoff pitch. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a base hit. He deserves that. I mean, what an at bat for Jonathan India, and we'll have a runner on first with nobody out. The Royals have 2 base runners today, and they're both Jonathan India. So, yeah. He's 2 for 2. Everyone else is hitless. But, yeah. Here's the pitch to Witt. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. Good breaking ball from Gavin Williams. It'll be an 0-1 to Witt. Here's the pitch. Down low. Bo Naylor, he made a mistake there. He thought the ball wasn't going to get away from him, and it did, and Jonathan India is going to take second base as a result. Yeah. Just a bit of a... I mean, it was a good read by Jonathan India. He's playing really well today. So, offensively and defensively. Here's the 1-1 to Witt. Outside 2-1. Here's the pitch. It's a grounder to Ramirez. He'll throw to first. And Santana scoops it up for the first out of the inning. Not a great throw, but good play by Los. And India will stick at second base with 1 down. Coming up to the plate will be Vinny Pasquantino, who had a big game on opening day. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball. It was up and in, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder. It's a fair ball, and that'll be the second out of the inning as Jonathan India advances to third. Coming up will be Salvi. Need a pop out or a K, yeah. So we get the ground out, but it'd be nice to get a strikeout here. I'm going to say something. I think the Guardians, if there's one issue I do have, it's I feel like we have a lot of pitchers who are capable of being big strikeout guys, but they never really do. And I think that's an indictment on our pitching coach, Carl Willis. Like, I'm not trying to dog him or anything, but it's like we're the K's. I mean, we can't just rely on contact all the time as Salvi swings and misses at a breaking ball and the count is 0-1. Like, Evan Williams should be getting 6 Ks a start at least, and he only has 2 through 3 2/3. I don't know. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-1. At least there's 2 down, Spuddy at third. Yeah. You have to worry about a sacrifice fly. Here's the pitch. Fouled back, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 to Salvi. Down low, and the count is 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a pop-up, and it's going to be a base hit. Come on, guys. Catch the ball, and that'll get him a run home. Jesus Christ. So 2-1 Cleveland, but that's really aggravating when a ball that should be caught is in there for a base hit. Like, come on. What are we doing? If that's Jimenez, that's easily caught. I mean, goodness me. That should have been out number 3. Oh, well. Coming up to the plate for the Royals will now be Michael Massey. So I know we'll end the inning there because Michael Massey isn't good. Here's Michael Massey at the plate. That just aggravates me when stuff happens like that. Like, that should have been avoided. Here's the pitch. In their first strike, and the count is 0-1. Like, help your pitcher out, man. Now that's going to go against it. Now it's going to go a run against him. Because of, you know. Here's the pitch. Popped in the air. Center field. Thomas under it. Makes the play. Third out. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Guardians have a 2-1 lead. The run back, no big deal. Yeah. It just doesn't help my Gavin Williams Cy Young agenda. I didn't pick him with Cy Young, but because that was just a bogus run on a blooper that should have been caught. So, yeah. We were back from commercial break. Yeah, not many strikeouts. I don't know. I mean, it just looks like we're pitching the contact more than anything. I don't really like that approach from our pitching coach, Carl Willis, but it's kind of what we're working with right now. So, yeah. Here's the pitch to Daniel Schneemann. He shows a bunt, and that pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul, 0-2. So it'll be an 0-2 to Daniel Schneemann. Pitch is low, ball 1, counts 1-2. So it'll be a 1-2 from Seth Lugo to Daniel Schneemann. Upstairs, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung and a missed. That'll be the first out of the inning. Coming up to the plate will be the number 9 hitter, Brian Urquio, shortstop. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air. Deep right center field at the warning track, caught by Isbell. Dang. He hit that ball a ton, and it just fell short. That'll be the second out of the inning. Stephen Kwan up to bat. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1, 1-0. Here's the pitch. 2-0, low. So it'll be a 2-0 to Stephen Kwan. Here's the pitch. Kwan hits it in the air, deep right field, and it is gone! Stephen Kwan hits his first home run of the season and gives the Guardians a 3-1 lead, and they get the run right back, as Rob said. Let's freaking go. Stephen Kwan has got crazy pop, man. I don't know where he got it from, but hey. And that pitch is swung on and fouled off by Ramirez. Here's the 0-1 Ramirez. He hits a ball to the ground, a grounder to the second baseman, Massey. That'll be the third out of the inning. Jose still looking for his first hit on the year. He's 0 for 6 with 2 walks. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth as the Guardians take a 3-1 lead. He's Quan Bombs rare. He had 15. I think he had like 15 last year. So he's starting to crank up the pop. Coming up to hit for the Kansas City Royals will be MJ Melendez, Michael Garcia, and Gavin Biggio. Should be light work for Gavin Williams. But yeah, let's see what we got here. Analysis, yeah. So we are back from commercial break. It'll be MJ Melendez now up at the plate. Changed his batting stance a little bit from last season. I don't know why he would change his batting stance. He was hitting like a million in like a million. He had like a million batting average in Kaufman because of his cheating. I'm just kidding. Here's the pitch in the first strike, and the count is 0-1. The Guardians TV channel Direct TV now, so going. That's good to hear. Timing. Yeah, it's all right. We all have our things that we need to get taken care of. Here's the 0-1 to Melendez. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2. So it'll be an 0-2 to Melendez. A nice strikeout. A strikeout would be nice here for Gavin. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 1-2. Melendez, like I said, high fastball. So it'll be a 1-2 for Melendez. Here's the pitch. And a timeout taken by Melendez. Here's the 1-2. Got him looking. That'll be the first out of the inning as Gavin Williams gets strikeout number 3. Great breaking ball. It'll be Michael Garcia now up at the plate. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Garcia. Just a bit low, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 offering to Michael Garcia. Down low again, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to Garcia. Good breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul ball. Line drive, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a grounder right to Gavin Williams. He'll make the play himself, and that'll be the second out of the inning. There we go. Coming up now will be Kevin Biggio. Here's the first offering from Gavin Williams to Biggio. In there for a strike 0-1. It'll be an 0-1. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop fly into the infield. Rocchio under it. He'll make the play, third out of the inning, and Gavin Williams has pitched 5 innings, 3 strikeouts, and only 1 run allowed. Coming up for the Guardians in the next inning will be Kyle Manzardo, Carlos Santana, and Nolan Jones. All right. Rosario, yeah, exactly. You got Salvi, you got Vinny, you got Bobby, and then your bullpen is okay, but nothing special. And then you have Lugo, Reagans, Waka, who's fine. You know, it's a okay team, but I don't think it's anything special. Yep, exactly. Like the bottom 5 guys are all trash. Let's be real. Like I'm just being honest. So we're back from commercial break. It'll be a new pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. Seth Lugo done after 5 innings. He went about almost 80 pitches. So the new pitcher for the Royals, let's see who it is. It'll be Daniel Lynch. Manzardo hits a foul ball and the count is 0-1. Daniel Lynch had a 3.32 ERA and 43 and 1/3 innings pitched last year, 39 strikeouts, 14 walks. No lies detected, yeah. Correct the mundo. Here's the pitch to Manzardo. In there for a strike 0-2. Left Lugo. Lowell Legans. Here's the 0-2. Down low 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a grounder. It'll be the first out of the inning as Daniel Lynch makes the play. Much more balanced, yeah. It'll be Carlos Santana up at the plate for the Guardians. Here's Santana at the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball one. Here's the 1-0 offering to Santana. In there for a strike. Caught the inside corner, 1-1. If we get healthy, yeah. The pitching is fine. I'm not worried there at all. Job should have a really good rookie year. That pitch is in there for a strike for Carlos Santana. That's 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball right to India. That'll be the second out of the inning. I know they took away the Tigers logo from the scoreboard. What do you mean? Tigers. Here's Nolan Jones at the plate, lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. It'll be an 0-1 to Jones. Swinging a foul, 0-2. To the Tigers side. Oh. Interesting. It'll be an 0-2 to Jones. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball one. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball, left field, India under it at the warning track. That'll be the third out of the inning as Jones is retired, and we'll head to the bottom of the sixth as the Guardians retain a 3-1 lead. We already blew a 3-1 lead in the World Series. We'll see if we can blow one today. Hope not. Sorry. This goat scares me. Shambles Cab with 2 threes, bro. What's going on, Amir? Appreciate you joining, but that's not good. My anti-Caleb Houston agenda. Let's go Guardians, yes sir. I saw the St. Louis Cardinals one today. Generational talents all over the field in St. Louis. So owning the Minnesota Twins. So for the Royals, it'll be Kyle Isbell, Jonathan India, and Bobby Witt Jr. Bibby Watt. We'll see if Gavin Williams comes back out on the mound or not. Gabriel Arias is now at third base. I'm not sure what's going on there. But Gavin Williams is still out there. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Let me do a bit of research. I don't know why Jose Ramirez has been taken out of the game. That can't be good. Here's the pitch. It's a base hit. It's a good piece of hitting by Isbell. It's going to be a leadoff single. I would have just went 5 with Gavin, but they want to see if they can get 6 out of him. That's fine. Jose Ramirez traded to the San Diego Padres. I'm just kidding. I hope it's just precautionary with Jose. That'd be terrible if he's hurt. It'll be Jonathan India. Gavin Williams has got to have Jonathan India's number at some point. Down low. 1-0. Here's the pitch. Down low, 2-0. Yeah, typical gamer. Yeah, I just don't love putting Gavin Williams out there for trying to get another inning out of him. It's the first game, start of the season. Just let him go out on a high note. Now he's in trouble. That pitch is... Wow, that was a strike, and he called it a ball. Well, it looks like we'll have runners on first and third, nobody out because of the terrible umpiring. So it was a Detroit for Matt Manning, Kyer Montero. Yeah. Here's the 3-0 to India. In there for a strike. That pitch was even more outside in the last one, and he called that one a strike. Okay. Here's the pitch. And he called it a ball. Wow, that's terrible. And that'll probably be it for Gavin Williams. Absolutely, the performance has been absolutely ruined by Stephen Vogt today. Pretty shit managing, not gonna lie. Hate that. I absolutely hate that shit, dude. Okay. Just pretty poor managing by Stephen Vogt. Cade Smith will come in the game. It's a second day game of the season. We don't need to get 6 innings out of him, especially with the top of the order coming up. What are we doing here? When we have the best bullpen in baseball, it's just garbage. Gosh. Hinch robbed last year, supposedly. So, Bobby Witt Jr. coming up with runners on first and second will be out because of the shitty ass umpiring. I'm just literally fed up with it. I mean, what are we doing? Holy cow. Talk about garbage. I don't want to retire to, but I also don't want to put out like a starting pitcher. Like when you're, I mean, it's the first game of the season. You don't want to overwork a strike, especially when he's coming off an elbow problem last season. I don't know. Just let him settle in. Here's the pitch from Smith to Witt Jr., and that pitch is high ball 1-0. Trump on the Nationals changed from 45 to 47. Yeah. What's going on, Blondie? Split series when I hit that Japanese picture. Yeah. In there for a strike, 1-1. Yes, sir. Maxwell from the boat. It'll be a 1-1 from Smith to Witt Jr. And he almost hit him 2-1. Yikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped foul, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Popped in the air. Is someone going to get to it? Come on, come on, come on. Jones under it. Got it. First out of the inning. Runners on first and second, 1 down. Here's Vinny Pasquantino. Here's the pitch. Inside 1-0. Pasquantino hits a grounder. They'll get the force at second. That'll be the second out of the inning. So runners on the corners, 2 down for Kansas City, with Salvador Perez coming up to bat. Two big outs there for the Guards. Here's a pitch to Salvi. Hit in the air. It's going to be a base hit. Come on. What are we doing, Quan? Fucking run. It's 3-2. Just lazy. Wow. Been a fucking year. Your hamstring shouldn't still be hurting. But seemingly is. Swing and a foul off by Massey. 0-1. It'll be an 0-1 from Smith to Massey. Like, why don't we hustle on these bloop singles? Like, holy cow. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Like, it's an absolute joke. Here's the 0-2 to Massey. That's going to be a base hit, too. And bases loaded, 2 down. And guess what? That was another bloop. Stephen Kwan just doesn't know how to run anymore. I don't know what's going on. Stephen Kwan has no speed anymore. Wow. Like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Run to the ball. Oh, my gosh. Jonathan India is running to these balls like light work, and we can't even get close. Where is the hustle? Oh, my gosh. MJ Melendez up to hit. Here's the pitch. Fouled back 0-1. This is garbage. Here's the 0-1 outside 1-1. Pitches two outside 2-1. Gosh, dang, dude. Here's the 2-1 offering. Popped up, playable in the infield. Rocchio calling for it. Caught it. That'll be the third out of the inning. But another pretty uninspiring, lazy inning for the Guardians on defense, and we'll head to the top of the seventh. And pretty crap umpiring, too. So, yeah. Guardians are winning by home runs and doubles. The Royals are getting runs by umpiring and bloop singles. Yeah, that's how it works for them because they aren't good at anything else. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. Yep, it has been. Ever since Stephen Kwan hurt his hamstring last year, he has not had the same speed in left field. I don't know. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. I always want to be there at the ball game. Okay. All right, we are back from commercial break. Here comes Lane Thomas at the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside 1-0. It'll be a 1-0 to Thomas. Outside 2-0. It'll be a 2-0 to Lane Thomas. Here's the pitch. Down low, 3-0. Good at bat so far here for Laner. Pitches in there for a strike, and the count is 3-1. Here's a 3-1 to Thomas. He'll hit it in the air. Center field. Isbell under it. That'll be the first out of the inning as he's retired. Coming up to the plate will now be Bo Naylor. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. Buy me. Here's Bo Naylor. Here's the first pitch to Naylor. way inside. Jid Music, 1-0. Swing and a miss. 0-1. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Naylor. Naylor hits it in the air, center field. Isbell under it. That'll be the second out of the inning. Coming up to the plate for the Guardians now is Daniel Schneemann. Unless they pinch hit. I don't think they can now because Jose Ramirez is out of the game. What's going on? Gene the Bean. Bobby Witt to get a hit. Yeah. Lefty can kill his team. We were actually better against lefties last year than righties, believe it or not. And that pitch is swung and a miss, and the count is 0-1. So it'll be an 0-1 to Schneemann. Down low, 1-1. Here's the pitch. Schneemann, fly ball. Isbell again for the third time, 3 times. It's a hat trick. And that will be the third out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th as the Royals have regained the momentum in this game, unfortunately. Coming up to hit for the Royals will now be Michael Garcia, Kevin Biggio, and Kyle Isbell. Oh, yeah, he did. Because of a bogus hit. Hopefully whoever comes in can get a shutout inning. Yep, I agree. Tyree owns this team. Yep. It'll be fun when he retires, 100%. Not 50%, 100%. So. All right, so coming up with the Royals now will be Michael Garcia. We'll see who's pitching for the Guardians. It's Paul Sewald. Here's the pitch. Foul back 0-1. So it'll be an 0-1 from Paul Sewald to Michael Garcia. Here's the pitch. Good pitch, but low, 1-1. If you guys are new, please hit the subscribe button for the channel. We're going to try to do an MLB live stream every day. We're going to be trying to do all Guardians games. So, and that pitch is blasted in the air, and it's gone. Oh, yikes. Yep, the Royals they've had the momentum for the last 2 innings, and they regain it. And they tie the game. They have all the momentum right now. Why the fuck did we waste $7 million on Paul Sewald? Good fucking question. When we could have signed Anthony Santander. Really good shit, guys. Really good shit. Incredible. Michael Garcia. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, 0-1. They have every ounce of momentum right now. The Guardians got to find something. Here's the pitch in their first strike, 0-2. It's not the bullpen. Well, Paul Sewald was terrible last year, and we decided to spend $7 million on him when we needed a starting pitcher and a hitter, not another reliever. And that's another base hit. Runner on first, nobody out. Yeah, Royals are just cruising right now. This is just light work for them with Kyle Isbell coming up. Not sure what's happened, but the Guardians just absolutely fell on their faces. And it starts with Stephen Vogt. I don't know why we're letting Gavin Williams go 6 innings when he had already had 5 good innings. It just makes no sense. Pretty garbage managing. I mean, it's a game too. Like, we don't need to push it. I mean, these guys are fresh. Come on. Here comes Isbell to the plate. But it's not looking good. Dairon Blanco pinch running. You know he can run for days. Here's the first offering to Isbell. And a pickoff attempt, and he almost throws it away. Oh, my gosh. Here's the first pitch to Kyle Isbell from Paul Sewald. And he's going to try to bunt, but he doesn't. 0-1. It'll be an 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swung and a missed. That'll be the first out of the inning. Runner on first, 1 down. Coming up will be Jonathan India. Appreciate the 13 people here. If you guys have not, please hit the subscribe button, review the channel, turn on the post notification bell, like the video, comment what you think, or comment just whatever. Here's Jonathan India at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. He's having a really good day at the plate. And a pickoff attempt, and Blanco slides in safely. So, here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Blanco trying to steal. Throws in the outfield. He'll stay at second, though. You're not catching Blanco. He's too fast. So runner on second, 1 down, 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0 offering from Sewald to India. Inside 1-0. I guess they called the first pitch a strike, which is a major shock. But we'll take it. Maybe I did say strike. I don't know. I can't remember. It'll be a 1-1 India. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on a good 4-seamer. Here's I'll take a look at second base. It'll be a 1-2 to India. Down low, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and hit high in the air, deep left field, but just foul. Almost gave up the same exact home run that Michael Garcia hit. But the count will stay 2-2. Here's the offering from Seawold to India. Swing and a foul back, 2-2. Here's the next offering. Down low, 3-2. So it's now a full count. I don't think he's going to give him anything with first base open, but we'll see. Here's the payoff pitch from Seawold to India. And he did. He popped it up, though. Arias, is that going to stay in play? Yes, it will. What a play by Gabriel Arias, as he had to slightly turn himself into the dugout to make the catch. 2 down. Had to use 2 hands as well. Now Bobby Witt Jr. will be coming up the hit. Don't love this matchup at all, because Bobby Witt, with the way he swings the bat, he can really get on that. Yep, and they're going to take him out. This is the correct decision by Stephen Vogt. This is a terrible matchup for Seawold. I like this. And Hunter Gaddis will now come in. So we'll go to a commercial break as the game is tied. So if you guys have not, please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on the post notification bell. Like the video, comment in the live chat. See how many likes we have. We have 7 likes. Hopefully we can get that number to 10. Maybe 15 by the end of the stream. Would appreciate it deeply. But yeah. Bobby Witt Jr. versus Hunter Gaddis loading. Our offense needs to score some runs next inning and get the lead back. We need to get out of it. We've had no offense since the Stephen Kwan home run, and without Jose Ramirez, it's going to be more tricky today. So hopefully someone comes in clutch with a big hit, big extra base hit, but I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't. But who knows? Maybe something will happen. Someone will have a spark in their eyes. Oops. What happened here? All right, Bobby Witt at the plate. Here's the first pitch, and that pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. So it'll be an 0-1 from Gaddis to Witt. Here's the pitch. It's a good pitch, just a bit low, 1-1. Okay. Gosh. Here's the 1-1 to Bobby Witt Jr. And they have the lead. I had to throw a pitch right down the middle because of terrible umpiring, and that's going to be an RBI double to give them a 4-3 lead. Talk about garbage. Talk about garbage umpiring. I mean, holy cow. Umpires have just absolutely given this game to Kansas City. Absolutely have given it. Absolutely have given this game to the Royals. Because if we don't throw it right down the middle, they're not going to call it. It's just a joke. This has been terrible. I cannot wait to see that umpire scorecard tomorrow. Salvi swings and misses 0-1. I cannot wait to see the umpire scorecard tomorrow. It's going to be like plus 1.5 runs for Kansas City. I can bet my life on that shit. Salvi hits a foul ball, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 to Salvi. Swing and a grounder. That'll be the third out of the inning as they get the force. 4-3 Kansas City. AKA the umpires. It's tough to win games when you I mean, if it's fair officiating, then it can be a really good battle between teams. When it's not fair, it's tough for the team that's getting the bullshit to win. So, and Jose Ramirez has a right wrist sprain. That's fun. Yikes. I hope it's just precautionary. But who knows? Well, this is probably over. I don't see a scoring. Yep. I mean, it's clear. It's clear what the agenda is today, but I won't go further into it anymore. It's a joke. Paul Siebold is literally another Scott Barlow. Like, what are we doing? No, it's going to be Tanner Bybee tomorrow. Here's the pitch to Brian Rocchio in there for a ball. I'm surprised. Been bullshitting us on those pitches all day. Pitches in there for a strike to Rocchio, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Urseg to Rocchio. And we have a timeout. Gosh. Here's the 1-1 to Rocchio. Swinging a foul back, and the count is 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back. Here's once again the 1-2 to Rocchio. Fouled off. It'll another timeout. Salvi isn't catching anymore. It's now Freddie Fermin. It'll be a 1-2 to Rocchio once again. Swing and a... That's going to be a tough play by Urseg, and he's not going to be able to make it. That's going to be an infield single, lead off for Rocchio. So we got a runner on first, nobody out, and coming up will be Stephen Kwan. Okay. So went off Urseg's glove, he wasn't able to make the play. So there we go. He just tried to catch it, and he just didn't come up with it cleanly. Should still be a hit. Here comes Kwan at the plate. Here's the pitch. And a pickoff attempt. Rocchio slides in safely. Kwan Bomb going to hit. I hope so. Salvador Perez is actually at first base. Okay. I don't know why I thought he was a catcher today. Maybe because he usually plays catcher, but not today. Well, he was catching. No? Because who else would be catching for the... He just moved. And that pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. It'll be an 0-1 from Urseg to Kwan. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball! Deep right center field! Chasing after it is Bonnie makes the play at the warning track. Are you kidding me? Another warning track fly ball for the Guardians, and that'll be the first out of the inning. All right. Yeah, it seems to be that way, Rob. Here's the pitch to Arias. Did he go? No. Oh, 1-0. I call it. Yeah, it was deep, but warning track again. It'll be a 1-0 to Gabriel Arias. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back, and the count is 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Gabriel Arias from Lucas Urseg. Outside 2-1. I'm shocked he didn't call that a strike. He's been calling that all day for Cleveland because it was outside. Here's the 2-1. That'll be the end of the inning. That'll be a double play. Yikes. So, bottom of the eighth. Pretty uninspiring performance from the Guardians today, outside of the first 4 innings. This division's going to be a bloodbath. Probably won't. No, but I don't think there's going to be a clincher until like the last 3 days of that season. Travis Bazan, if he hits well in the minors, I wouldn't even be surprised if he was up here by the end of May. Like at this point, come on. Call. No. But we were headed to the bottom of the eighth. It'll be the Royals coming up to bat once again. Here's the pitch to Massey. Down low, 1-0. It'll be Jacob Junis making his Guardians debut. Here's the 1-0 from Junis to Massey. Popped in the air. Yeah, Kwan is not getting to that. And it's foul. 1-1. I hate the weekends. If you're not a kid in like grade school, the weekends suck. Because no news. All the news happens on the weekdays. There's literally no news on Saturdays and Sundays. It's always the weekdays. Yep, typical gamer. I'm with you on that one. Here's the 1-1 to Massey. Down low, and the count is 2-1. Here's the pitch. 3-1. Yikes. Terrible command. In there for a strike, full count. And that pitch is swung on and blasted. Center field. Thomas under it. First out of the inning. It'll be MJ Melendez at the plate. That pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1 from Junis to Melendez. Swung on and grounded. Bo Naylor to first. Makes the play. Second out of the inning. Coming up will now be Michael Garcia, who hit the game-tying home run in the last inning. Here's the pitch in their first strike, and the count is 0-1. And a base hit for Garcia, so he keeps his red hot last couple innings alive. And a runner on first, 2 down. Coming up to the plate will be Dairon Blanco, I assume, unless they made a change. It'll be Freddie Fermin, the catcher. Here's the first offering from Junis to Fermin in their first strike with a breaking ball. Slider, 0-1. It'll be an 0-1 to Fermin. Here's the pitch. And a pickoff attempt as Garcia gets the first safely. Swung on and fouled off, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 to Freddie Fermin. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Had a good slider. Out. And that'll be the third out of the inning. Well, at the top of the ninth, the Guardians will have Kyle Manzardo, Carlos Santana, and Nolan Jones up the bat with Carlos Estevez coming in. I hope so, typical gamer. That'd be great. Push the agenda, but, there's no momentum coming our way, so I don't think, it's likely. But you never know. But we are getting ready for the ninth. Oops. Just still waiting, If you guys are not, please hit the like button if you're new. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Comment in the live chat. Hitting the like helps us in the algorithm. We'll be doing as many Guardians games as we can this season. A shot. Yep, need something now. It's do or die. You only need 1 run. You don't need a bunch, but you need something. Here's Carlos Estevez. Had a really good year last year. 55 innings, 50 Ks, 12 walks, 2.45 ERA. Here's Kyle Manzardo with the plate. Here's the pitch. In their first strike, good pitch, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Here's the 1-1 of Manzardo. Outside 2-1, good take. Here's the 2-1. Outside 3-1. So it'll be a 3-1 to Kyle Manzardo from Carlos Estevez. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 4, so they have the leadoff runner on. So runner on first, nobody out. I wonder if they would pinch run here. No, they won't, I don't think, which is probably the right call. Carlos Santana coming up the hit. Here's the offering from Estevez to Santana. He fouls it back 0-1. Need to at least get him a second base or a base hit here or something. Here's the 0-1 offering. Good pitch, 0-2 in there for a strike on the outside corner. Here's the 0-2, way high, 1-2. It'll be a 1-2 to Santana. Here's the pitch. Swing and a grounder. It's going to be a tough play, but he makes it at second, but Santana is safe at first. So runner on first, 1 down as they get the lead runner out. Coming up to the plate will be Nolan Jones. Runner on first, 1 down, Jones up. Here's the pitch. Outside 1-0. It'll be a 1-0 to Nolan Jones. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, right to the center fielder. Everything literally bloops for Kansas City. Everything goes right into their mitts. Gosh. So it'll be up to Lane Thomas. I mean, holy hell, it's voodoo luck for the Royals. Let's see what Lane Thomas can do. Probably just strike out looking. So here comes Lane Thomas to the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside 1-0. Here's the 1-0 offering. Fouled back 1-1. It'll be a 1-1 to Thomas. Here's the pitch. What's going on, Will? Appreciate you joining the stream. That pitch is outside 2-1. Let's go Royals, he says. It'll be a 2-1. Thomas hit in the air, foul. Just got a bit in front of it. It'll be a 2-2 to Lane Thomas. My prediction was he would strike out looking. Let's see if I'm correct. Here's the 2-2 offering. And he struck out looking. I got it right. All right. GG's to the Royals. They take the 4-3 win. I did not expect to sweep Kansas City, but hopefully we can get the bounce back tomorrow. We got Tanner Bybee versus Michael Wacha tomorrow. The Guardians will have the advantage in that one. Hopefully they take advantage of it. Hopefully nothing serious with Jose Ramirez. Hopefully it was just precautionary. We'll see. He'll likely probably be out tomorrow, but hopefully they can produce enough without him, even though that's going to be a challenge. But we'll see. But GG's to the Royals fans. Appreciate everyone being here. Jake Lloyd, that's facts per source. But this division's gonna be a bloodbath all the way through from March to September, October. So it's all right, Asia. But yeah, I mean, Lane Thomas strikes out looking more than anybody else in the MLB, so that was kind of obvious. So yeah, thanks, Rob. Thanks, Asia. Appreciate everyone that stuck around for the duration of the stream. And yeah, we are going to be back tomorrow, likely for tomorrow's game. And yeah, I will see y'all there. If you guys have anything you want to type in the chat, I'll gladly answer it. But tough loss for the Guardians today. They just didn't hit enough. I had 5 hits today, but Kansas City had 10, so they were out hit by a bit. So yeah, that's kind of just how it went. And the bullpen just didn't show up. You had Paul Sebold. He's literally the new Scott Barlow. I thought we got rid of Scott Barlow, but we just got him in, another form. But it is what it is. So that's fun. Yikes. Just sitting around. Hopefully we got something going on, but no. I don't know. Bobby Witt Jr. had the go-ahead hit. So yeah. If anybody has anything, stick around. But just watching the NCAA tournament right now, men's and women's. So Royals are 1-1, Guardians are 1-1, the Twins are 0-2, the Tigers are 0-2, the White Sox. I have no idea what's happening with the White Sox. Might as well check. They lost 1-0 today. So everybody in the division has a loss now. So technically the Guardians are still in first place, so I'm not too upset right now. But we'll have a better day tomorrow. I know it. So. I'll take off. Have a good one. I'll be Discord. Yeah, for sure. But I am probably going to take off as well. Doesn't seem like anybody's typing in the chat or anything. So, yeah, we'll leave on that note. The Kansas City Royals get the win today, and the Cleveland Guardians will be looking to bounce back tomorrow. So I appreciate everyone being here. Sports Expert here. I'm out, guys. Peace.